Foreclosure fuse has been lit. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up and strap in. Hold on to your hats and glasses. We're going to blow the lid off yet another hot topic that many people don't want to talk about. Many people want to tell you we're going to have a soft landing, that the economy is still pretty strong. Listen, man, listen. This was the same thing I heard back in the 2008 housing bubble, and I even suffered some of the blowback from that one, which is part of the reason I'm here with you today, even as a real estate agent, myself, real estate owner, landlord, somebody who will take a hit. One thing that I always say, I don't regret going through what I went through in 08 because what I learned. But if I was to go back and do the same thing over, expecting a different result, well, that would in fact be the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Well, listen, friends, we've always had housing market booms, housing bubbles. They've always resulted in a housing market bust, a housing market crash. That's just the cold, hard facts, my friends. So you don't have to overthink this one. I like to say, throw the playbook out the window. The data will not save you. We had the same narratives in the last bubble. It didn't save that one. My anticipation is it won't save this one either. Partly because of the way this one was very artificially produced. No organic growth. We had stimulus money, stimulus measures, and stimulus programs. One of the stimulus measures was making me an essential worker, dropping interest rates and sending me out to sell houses in a health crisis to stimulate the housing market. We overstimulated it because of the supply and demand issue. People were locked at home. They didn't want to open their doors. So we had a limited supply. Now everybody's racing for the exits, trying to chase the market. And like I've always said, the kiss of death in real estate is showing those price reductions. So unfortunately, people are going to suffer some of the effects from that because as you chase the market, stay stuck on market, show days on market and price reductions, it shows me you're in trouble with your real estate. And because many people, the majority of people, if not all the people that bought through the height of the bubble and even went above and beyond appraised values, they don't own their homes anymore, even with their low interest rates. Their homes own them because even with that low interest rate, they can't sell the house for what they owe on it. So they're one hiccup, one flat tire, one job loss away from a tailspin. And then they're going to drag a depreciated asset along for the ride until ultimately they practice acceptance and let the home go. Many people won't know about how to do a short sale. They might try to call their agent to see if they can help them, but their agent's probably working over at In-N-Out Burger now, no longer in the industry. We see the layoffs occurring. Mortgage originators laid off. Wells Fargo reducing even the amount of loans that they're doing. They're anticipating what's coming. So anybody doesn't think that a foreclosure wave is coming is sadly mistaken. Of course it's coming. It always comes anytime a housing bubble occurs. We're going to have eventually a foreclosure wave. Now it becomes how big, how fast, when's it actually going to get here, when's the bottom. Like I've always said, it's really hard to time the bottom of a real estate crash, but we can time the top of a real estate bubble. We just did that. When you see overnight appreciation reach never seen before highs, reverse course, that's identifying the top of a real estate bubble. So we've identified that, and not just any bubble, the biggest bubble on record. So anybody that wants to minimize the severity of that, I would have to politely disagree. You know, a lot of people wanted to say this is much different than the last bubble. The last bubble is due to loose lending. Maybe, but I believe this bubble is worse because it was very much market manipulation. So like I was about to say, this bubble could have maybe sustained itself or not had the type of blowback that we're about to potentially have to deal with had interest rates been risen immediately when it started showing bubble behavior. We should have stopped it, but we kicked the can down the road, let it go too long. Whether it was on accident, on purpose, I'll let you decide. But the realities are this, friends. My anticipation really based on just being an industry guy, what I'm seeing now when I see the white-collar wage earner tech jobs doing all these layoffs, but blue-collar jobs, service sector jobs, hiring, that's not going to sustain people's home, their cost of living. They can't survive on service sector jobs when they got these homes with their white-collar wage earning jobs. So we see the tech industry throwing people overboard, white-collar wage earners, and only jobs left are these blue-collar jobs. So the clock is clearly ticking. At some point, there will be a breaking point. and the home will go. So like I said, when you see people chasing the market, stuck on the market, trying to get top dollar, agents so hungry for business that they'll tell you whatever you want to hear or let you set the price. It's not a good recipe. Like for me, I'm always just giving it to you and giving it to you straight. Listen, the best way best way to get you sold right now, find out who our competition is and beat them. Get every available buyer over to this house and give them a reason to come. If we come on at the top of the market, how many people are going to race over right now? No one. It's going to be a ghost town. We've talked about that. When you open houses are virtual ghost towns right now. The only way to get a frenzy, some euphoria around a property is to price it very aggressively. Now, all areas are different. That's why I'm here so we can examine each area specifically. Even if we decide we want to buy right now, let's look at it, each property specifically. How many days on market? How many price reductions? Should we test it with an offer? See if we can get them to buy it. If not, let's walk off to the next one. That's the type of mentality we have to have. That's investor mentality. But unfortunately, most people just suffer from FOMO. And like I said, with these brand new home developments and those FOMO factories that are designed to FOMO people into those homes, cookie cutter homes, and overpay to do it. Now they're in massive trouble as well. And that's kind of going to contribute to the fact that we will in fact see foreclosures come, because when you have that much brand new inventory sitting there empty, sucking air, unoccupied, unfinished, still under construction, and the construction was started a year ago prior to interest rate hikes, where projected profits were way up here and they're already slashing prices before the home's even built. The clock's ticking on them too. We saw Zillow sell off all their homes on an auction block setting. They got out quick. And, that was one of the warning signs we saw earlier. Yet, we're still out there trying to decide if this is a real estate bubble or not. Will this, in fact, have blowback or not? The blowback is here. It's right here, playing out in front of us. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding the biggest artificially created housing bubble ever produced in world history will produce foreclosures. They are coming. It's now simply when, not if. My anticipation by the end of this year, we're going to see some pretty big stuff start to happen. I believe we'll start seeing mainstream media start to report on foreclosures, pre-foreclosure, short sales, distressed homes, builders going out of business, you name it. By the end of this year, I anticipate we will start getting that news. And once that fuse has been lit, it's gonna start a pretty big fire. Like we know, mainstream media, once they get a hold of these narratives, it will be the nail in the coffin. I'm gonna be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. Along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.